Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be recording my review for the Runaways episodes 1 and 2. Now the reason I'm not recording 3 is because here they actually haven't released 3 yet. 3 is released next week for some reason. So I'm going to be one episode behind. I'll try to figure out why, but until then, here's episodes 1 and 2. The reason it's coming out late is because I was trying to watch The Punisher, and so I'm getting through that slowly, and so I was like, okay, well, I gotta watch this and review this soon, so now I'm getting my review up. So, episode 2, this does contain spoilers for Runaways. If you want to go into the show with no spoilers, I do advise you watch it, and so turn away now if you don't want to go with any spoilers. So first, Episode 2 was something I don't know how much I like. I've read Volume 1 of the comics, which I know, and they made some changes, which I'll talk about later, but Episode 2 was from the parents' point of view, was Episode 1 from the parents' point of view. I don't know how much I actually like this, considering I like it more, I like it more when you're focusing on the characters, not building up the villains necessarily. And if you're doing an episode from the parents' point of view, you kind of end up, right, especially if it's only a 13-episode series, it's just, sure, it sets things up and shows you things, but I don't know, it just does, it's a waste of an episode if it's only 13 episodes and there's 5 volumes that you can pick and choose from of comics. So it's a 13-episode series, so I don't think it's necessary. The plot changes from the comics, especially Volume 1, because I've only read Volume 1. I like the plot changes. I think it's good. Now, this is actually a spoiler from the comic, although I'm not going to really give it away. There's actually a plot twist at the end of Volume 1, which surprised quite a few people, I think. And that's something I think that they will change, and I hope they change, because if they do, I think it'll be better for someone like who's read the comics already. And I think that there's even, if they wanted to, there's a Cloak and Dagger cameo in Runaways, which they could literally pull that issue from the comics, depending on how they handle it. And that would be a perfect way to actually do it. Another change was aging up the characters. I feel like they aged them up a little bit, and I like it because it kind of gives another aspect, in a sense, of these characters. Rather than them being like 13, 14, they're kind of a lot more mature. And I think this will actually bode better when they're running away, because it's Runaways. And their motive, now I like how they kind of stated they had some experiences with each other before, and then they kind of took a break from each other after someone died. I don't remember who died. It was Nico's sister. And I like how they kind of like hinted toward this. And so, yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting thing to explore, this Nico sister. I like how they also stated that Alex and Nico were together before, and then they split up after Nico's sister died, and the whole gang split up. And now they're kind of coming back together slowly. I don't like Chase's character. Chase in the comics is very interesting. In this, he's kind of bland. I think he's just too much of like that. He isn't that exact. Like, he isn't the same Chase from the comics. And I like Chase from the comics. He was just like, he was an amazing, very charismatic character. Here he's very much a Captain America type one-note character. I like Gert's character. And for the small glimpses of the dinosaur that we actually got in the first 2 episodes, I really like the dinosaur. I'm not sure if they're using puppets or not, or they're using CG. I think it's puppets. I'm not sure. That's what I heard last. And if they are using puppets, then that's great because I like that. And I think in the first Jurassic Park and Planet of the Apes, they use puppets instead of CG, and I think that's a very good way to do and like creatures like this. Alex, I like Alex's character. Not only does he look the same, his character is exactly the same. It's like they picked him up from the comics and put him in. He's exactly the same. Now, of course, this may change the plot. This may not change the plot twist, or they may not even know about the plot twist, and they may just not do it. I like the parents. I felt were very changed. I feel like you get a much more of a glimpse into the parents, and I think that's why you see the change. Because unlike in the Runaways comics, you don't actually really get that glimpse. Like, they had an episode focusing on the parents' point of view, and I think that you really get that glimpse into the parents' point of view. So I don't think you need, I think you see those changes, or maybe just add-ons, in a sense, rather than changes, because you're seeing it all from the parents' point of view. You're seeing those other things about them. The Pride. I like the Pride as a group. I like how now another change for the Pride is they think Gert's parents are a bit more awkward. I like how they're incorporating the church is the way they get the people they sacrifice. And now the fact that they put them into the magic teleporting coffin thing, I think is a cool idea. The fact that Destiny or whoever was when they put her into the coffin, she didn't actually go anywhere. Like, she was still in there. And I don't think she actually ended up anywhere. Is cool. And the fact, I like how they showed how they got caught. Rather than being hurt or something like that, they actually, Molly was trying to take a picture. And I like how Molly's a good age. Although they can't get some of those jokes in that they had with Molly, because she's younger. And they haven't been able, I don't know if she's as innocent as she was in the comics. But, I mean, you have to still see about that. And I like how they're hinting toward the Pride, that there's something else. They have a goal, and they haven't actually showed that yet. I'm sure they'll eventually show the mastermind behind this. They explained everyone has a reason. So I like that. And I can't wait to see if they show the mastermind behind this, which everyone knows from the comics. I won't give anything away, though, because in case. And then the Staff of One. Now, there's this whole big talk about, and I know in the Prelude comics with Doctor Strange, the Staff of One was there, and I know that they referenced it, and I know that it was shown in Doctor Strange. So will they explain how the Staff of One got, if this takes place after Doctor Strange, then from Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum to the actual, house of that person? Nico's mom? Or will they not show that, and will they just say it just somehow appeared? I feel like if they don't, then it's kind of be like the Luke's lightsaber route, how it got from Cloud City to Takodana in The Force Awakens. They don't really explain it, they just say it got there somehow. I think they could say the same thing when maybe after the battle with Caecilius, it just got knocked into one of the rooms and ended up somewhere in the street, right? You could just say it just during the fight with Caecilius at the end of the movie, it got knocked out. And I mean, you could say that, and I guess it would be a good enough reason. But I would like to see if they went into any detail saying, oh, she stole it. She saw it in the Prelude comics, and she was like, I want it, and she stole it during the fight or just after the fight. That'd be nice. If we knew where it was in the timeline, maybe. We would know maybe if it happens before, and then at the end they say, this is how it gets there, but I think it happens after, so But I like that. I hope they go into that aspect. And I like the Staff of One in this, and I like how they disguise it as a picture. it was very good and very enjoyable to watch. I think after the Inhumans and Punisher, I think this was like a nice breath of fresh air. And then going into next week, from when I'm recording this, Agents of Shield premieres, which I'm excited for. Monday, Tuesday of like coming up as the day of I'm recording this. The CW releases their crossover thing, and so I think it's a very, very exciting kind of TV time, considering it went from Inhumans, Punisher, Runaways, CW crossover, and then Agents of Shield. So I think it's kind of very much they're pushing everything together. Then in the new year they have Cloak and Dagger. They have Jessica Jones season 2. They have Luke Cage season 2. They have Iron Fist season 2. They have Daredevil season. What is it now? 3? 3, I think. 4. I gotta check. But they're gonna do the whole Born Again storyline for that, so that's exciting. I don't think the parents' point of view is necessary, as I said before, and I think they should flesh out the kids more, especially if they do this every other episode. They're just going to have too few episodes with the kids, especially considering the kids, they have literally 5 volumes of Runaway comics to pick and choose what they want. And if they were to just copy and paste the first volume with a few changes like they're doing now, that would be great. Like, amazing. I liked, I want them to go more into their history and about all those characters and what kind of happened before. I hope they do get a season 2, because this is amazing. Even if they don't get one on Hulu, they might get it on the Disney streaming service, like as of next year when it comes out, or 2 years when it comes out. 2018, 2019, I'm not sure. I think 2019. Maybe they'll get a few episodes crossing over with Cloak and Dagger on the Cloak and Dagger show when it comes out on Freeform. I think it's coming out on Freeform. They moved New Warriors. Maybe they'll be on the New Warriors. Maybe they'll bring Nico to New Warriors. I want them to bring Nico to the MCU. I really do. If any character goes to the MCU, I just want Nico, because I think Nico could end up on Doctor Strange. She could cameo Doctor Strange. She could kind of stay in Doctor Strange as well, and just kind of be like a Doctor Strange second character. If they do Cleo, she could be in Doctor Strange as well. I'm assuming they will when they do a Dormammu storyline eventually, because they've already hinted at him, set him up at the end of Doctor Strange. I really can't wait to see more. And I think death motive, Nico's sister's death motive was a good motive. The malfunctioning pod, that was funny. And it was just nice. It was a nice little, like, they've got to do it themselves type thing. Now, this is my one criticism of the show, and I can't really say because I haven't seen much, but if you can't afford CG, don't do it. If you can't afford to do superhero powers, don't do it. Look at Inhumans. They cut Medusa's hair off because they couldn't afford her hair, to animate her hair the entire way through. It's like if Disney were to do a live-action Tangled movie, would they really cut her hair off if, in like the first 5 minutes, if they couldn't animate her hair the entire time? Probably not, because that would ruin the story of Tangled. But, like, unless there's a point. Like, if you look at the Tangled Happily Ever After series, the animated series for Tangled on Disney Channel, if you actually look at that, they cut her hair off, or made it shorter, but there's a reason for it. And it's probably not because it's animated. There's probably not that much of a budget constraint in terms of cutting her hair off. They could have done, but I think if they do a live-action Tangled movie eventually, because they probably will, they probably won't cut her hair off in the first 15 minutes. They're doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in space. Space is very expensive to do CG, especially for TV show budgets. And the fact that they're doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the first arc in space, is something that I think is interesting. So, yeah, and I think we have, although I haven't seen much Powers in the first 2 episodes, I think that's my opinion on the Powers. Overall, though, I give the show like a 9 out of 10 so far. Let me know what you thought of the show, first 2 or 3 episodes. If you're in the US, you probably have the first 3 episodes, and I'm not sure where else. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, how you liked the first 2 episodes, and like, subscribe, share the video, and see you next time.